Hi Dan, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. You've just announced the tracklist for your new album, Loom, and you said before that writing songs has always felt like writing journal entries for you. So how are you feeling in the pages of this new album?
It's a good question. You know, I think I was feeling a lot of different things, but the best way to describe it for me is really through the album artwork. It's you're seeing this sunset or sunrise, and you don't really know which it is, if it's, the birth of a new day or the end of a day. And I think this record really examines that concept. So there's themes of loss, grief, excitement for what's to come, new beginnings, joy, sadness, anger, all the kind of the different emotions. When you're writing a journal, you have a day that's a great day, and the next day could be a terrible day. So it kind of has a little bit of everything. Yeah.
Right. And Imagine Dragons is famous for going through many genres in your songs like rap, rock, pop, electronic music. This is a trademark for Imagine Dragons on sound. What can we expect to hear in Loom?
I think sonically it's our most colorful record, and we try to reflect that with the art as well, so fans knew what to expect. A lot of tempo. There's a lot of up-tempo songs. I think, also this was our first record that we just worked with one producer, Matt Man and Robin. So it was just the band and the producer, and I think because of that, it's definitely our most cohesive record. But it also still does what we always do, which is we get excited by new sounds and exploring new sonic soundscapes, and so we do that on this record. But I also think it's the most like Imagine Dragons record. I think we've been kind of searching to find who we are for a long time now, and I think this record we kind of landed somewhere, and we were excited about that. Yeah.
Well, I'm very excited to hear it. And you're coming to Brazil in September to play Rock in Rio. What can we expect in terms of set list? Because you now have many albums out. What can we expect
Yes.
to hear?
It's going to be a brand new show. We're putting together. We're going to be in the. We're rehearsing this record for this whole next month, preparing it. We're rewriting everything from the ground up, all new set lists. So we will certainly be bringing that Loom concert to Rio, which I'm very excited for because that's one of my favorite concerts, festivals to play in the world. So I'm really excited it's get the production from. It's going to be our biggest production we've ever done. The storytelling, the visuals, and you're right, the amount of music we have now to select and comb through. We're going to play all of the new record, Loom, but we'll also be playing a lot of old records and some really old songs. And so it's gonna be I'm excited.
I'm to play Radioactive because I read that this is your least favorite song to play
I
live,
saw that
but people love
article.
it.
I mean, that article was it was not fully true. They asked me what song is I'm least excited to play. And we had just finished our tour at that point. And I had been playing Radioactive forever, right? I played that song like 1,000 trillion times. That being said, I still love to play Radioactive. Like I love playing that song. I just needed a break, right? So uh we we will absolutely be playing Radioactive, and I will joyfully be playing it. I don't hate that song. I love that song. It's what birthed this band into the world. I'm very proud of it. So we'll be playing that. Yeah.
And it's a super fun song to hear live. It's totally different.
Yeah, it
Um,
is fun to play live because it drops that bass really in the live setting. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's fun.
exactly. And I was reading another interview of yours, one you did for Forbes, and you've said that you've never done any of the rock star shit that you were supposed to do that were expected from you as the frontman of a rock band.
Mhm.
Do you feel like you've missed out, or is that just not your thing? Is that
That's
not
a
your
great
thing?
question. I think that I didn't get into this career because I enjoy those parts of. I don't enjoy. I'm a very introverted person, so I don't enjoy large settings. Even I love to be on a stage and performing, but then I like to go home, right? I'm like I don't love the after parties. I've never been into that. I don't enjoy fame. I don't enjoy the things that come with that. I signed up for it. I'm fine. I know that's what comes with it, but I love music. I love singing and sharing music with people. Um, So yeah, and I also growing up, I lost quite a few of my very close friends to drugs, and so I'm not. It's not alluring to me. There's nothing beautiful about drugs, and I understand that that's very kind of celebrated in the rock world. Like I was like hooked on heroin and stuff. Like I don't judge it. It's just not for me, and I hope it's not for my friends and family because I've lost too many people to it. So I don't want to glamorize it in any way. All that being said, I've had many struggles. I have struggled with addiction in my own life. I have my own things, but I don't, it's not something that I look to celebrate that or tell that story. I think I don't judge it, but I also, it's not, I like to live a quiet life. I like to try to be a good dad and play music. And those are my goals.
And as you said, you enjoy being, this in this quiet life, and you are the frontman of one of the biggest bands in the world. But there's not much gossip about you around. How do you balance, keeping your personal life personal, while being, in the center stage of Imagine Dragons?
It helps that I don't go out at all. So that helps. Like a big day for me is like walking my dog and going and getting coffee. You're right. Like I mean, I love food, so maybe like going out to get food, but I have things that I love to do, and most of them I can do in my house, and that's painting, writing, making music. I have the same friends that I've had since I was very small. I'm just I like a simple life. I look at my life. I get to be on stage, and that is a very extroverted experience for me. And when I get off that stage, I am ready to just go be alone with the people I love. And
Amazing. And you're also basically an athlete, because I saw you working out and I saw you on stage. Is there anything curious about your habits or your diet when you're preparing for a big tour like the one you're going into in July?
yeah, I think two reasons why I'm very avid about my health. One is I have two autoimmune diseases. So I have ankylosing spondylitis and ulcerative colitis. And because of that, I really have to maintain a very athletic life. I have to eat very clean, and I have to get blood through all my joints every day. Otherwise, my body hurts. So that helps me stay motivated, right? Like pain. Like, but two, I take this job very seriously. Like when we're on a stage, I want to put on a great show. And our show is we're playing stadiums. And so these stages are gigantic. And I don't want to dial it in. I know if there's ever a day where I'm dialing it in, like, then I'm going to quit. I'm not looking to give a subpar show. I always want to give a great show. I grew up in Las Vegas, and performers and that high energy. And so I really try to always bring that to stage. Yeah.
And speaking of that, there are so many viral videos of you on TikTok, and in most of them, you're shirtless on stage. Does this bother you, or does this make you feel flattered?
I don't have TikTok, and I also have been off social media for a long time, and that I've really enjoyed that. That being said, I love to express. I love the freedom of my life. I grew up in a very conservative home. I still hold a lot of those values, but I'm very different now. I've kind of found my own spiritual path, and so I think that when I get on stage, I want to just feel like me. Yeah, it's important to me that I feel free. I feel confident in my body. I feel like I can express myself in any way and not be fearful of things. So, but yeah, I mean, my manager has certainly forwarded me things before, being like, ha 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 ha, and he's my brother too, so it's a little more uncomfortable. But I'll be like, this is funny, or something, or I'll have a friend show me something. I'll be like, okay. But yeah, yeah. I don't know if that answers your question, but. Whoa.